This is the third lecture for job sequencing problem. Now what we are going to solve, we are going to start with the first type of sequencing problem, that is for n jobs and two machines. Now as the type shows that there are number of jobs and we have only two machines on which these different jobs has to be performed. Okay? Okay, now for getting understanding the different rules and how to solve the problems, we are using this simple type of questions. Almost all the rules which are to be used in any n jobs and two machines problem has been implemented or will be used in this type of a problem or is this particular type of problem. Okay, so what we are having here, we are having I number of jobs, means what in this particular problem we are having 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 jobs and we are having only two machines, as this is the main requirement of the question. We are having only machine A and machine B. Now this is what these different values are the different processing time. For example, if you will select this particular type of cell, this shows that the job third on machine A will require only 1 second or 1 minute as given in the question for completion of job. Similarly, if you will choose this particular cell, this will show you that job 5 on machine B needed 6 minutes to be completed. Okay, so this is the processing time. Particular cell will denote the particular processing time for a particular job on a particular machine. Now how we can find, before finding the elapsed time and total idle time, what we have to do, we have to generate an optimal sequence, because on the basis of this we can proceed further and can find the total estimated and idle time. So setting an optimal solution in a proper manner is the utmost requirement for solution of these types of problems. So first of all, the step 1 for starting such type of problem is to find the optimal sequence of jobs to be performed on different machines. Okay, so let us start with this simple type of question. We cannot say can call it at a simple question, because almost all types of rule will be used here, so that you will be able to solve the further questions on the basis of such type of problem. This particular problem has been chosen because almost each rule has been used, has to be used in this problem. So this is an important problem. We will explain the different procedures or rules to be utilized here, and these are being written here also, but I will explain all these rules one by one as per the requirement of the question. These are the only rules, different types of rules, and they all will be utilized here in this type of question. Okay, so let us start for formation of an optimal solution for this particular type of problem. Okay, now select the first rules for making an optimal solution. The first rule is what? We have to find the minimum values from all AI and BI. Okay, so if we will see these different cells or the processing time for different jobs on different machine, the minimum time is what? Minimum time is 1. What is the minimum time? That is 1. So first of all, we will select this one. Now the thing what you have to do, if you are having the minimum time in A1, then you will put the job in first or in the starting of the sequencing order, and if the minimum value lies in the machine B cells, then you will start putting the machine or putting the job into the from the last of the sequencing order table or the sequencing order row. This is the first one. First of all, what we have to do, we have to find the minimum value from AI and BI cells. Then what we have to select, we have to find whether the minimum value is in AI or BI. If the minimum value lies in AI, then start from the starting of the sequence row, and if the minimum value lies in the BI cells, then you have to start from the end of the sequencing row. Now in this question, the minimum value is 1 and it is the corresponding value in the AI cell. So what we will do, we corresponding job in the starting cell of the sequencing order table. So this one will be the first job in the sequencing order table. So as it is in the line in the machine A cell, so we will put this job into the first cell of the sequencing order row. So third, from the entire jobs numbers, we will choose the third job and will put this job into the first cell of sequencing optimal sequencing row. Okay, now this job cannot be assigned further, so we have to cancel this entire column. Now again we have to move in the table and see which is the minimum value. So if we will see, there are two minimum values, one is 3 and one is again 3 under the job sequence 2 and under the job sequence 4. Now what we will do, if there is a tie in the values, minimum values, and they lie in the A and B, that is different rows, we will follow the second tie rule. This means that if the minimum value lies in both the rows, then first of all we will put the value or the job against AI in the starting column or the starting cell, and the values corresponding, minimum values corresponding to machine B will be put in the last cell of the optimal sequence row. So you will see that 3 is the minimum value under the job second and under the job 4. So we will choose these two values, and as 3 lies under 2, this job will be entering in the optimal sequence at this place, and similarly this is also a minimum value, but this lies against the machine B, so we will enter this job at the end of the order table. So what we have to do, if there is a tie, then we will put the value in the machine A in the starting and the value against B, job value or the job number against B in the last cell of the optimal sequence table. Now these jobs has been completed, so we will not include them in the next calculation. Now again see the minimum values from AI and BI, and now you will see one more contradiction. There is a tie, means the minimum value is 4 and it lies against the job 1 here, and similarly it lies again under the job 5 here. Now in the previous case the two tied value lies against the different machines, but here the two ties value lies against the same machine. So now what we will do, we will see the corresponding values in the machine B row, okay, now, and choose, as these tied values lie under machine A, these has to be entered here, but which value or which job will be coming first here, that can be selected only the values given in the table B. Now as these two are the tied values against A, we will see the corresponding values of B. Now this is 5 and this is 6. Now what is the rule? As per rule, the priority will be given to job number 1, as the corresponding value of B is minimum in the two values of B. Okay, so the job 1 will be entering at a priority level, and after that the job 5 will be entered, but both are against the values of A, so they will be coming in the starting cells. So as the job 1 and 5 has been performed, they have to be cancelled again. Now we will see again the minimum values from AI and BI. Now you will see one more case, that there is again a tie between the two values, of processing time, but these both values are lying against the machine B. So we will follow the same procedure as followed for the case in which both the values which are getting tied are against the machine A. Similarly, we will look back which is the minimum value in the corresponding cell A machine of machine A. Now you will see that 7 is lesser than 8, so we will enter the job 6 from the back again. Okay, then what is happening? This has been cancelled. Okay, and the only job which is remaining is job number 7, and also it is in the it is the last remaining job, so we can put this job entered here. But what we have to follow for machine B, we always have to enter the job from the ending sequence. So this is the optimal sequence, and what we have followed, these different rules. The rule 1 says that from the starting we have to choose the minimum values. If there is no tie, please, and the value lies in A, start from the starting, enter the job sequence in the starting, and if it lies in the B, enter the value in the last cell of the optimal sequence row. Now the second rule says that if there is a tie between a minimum values and they lie in different machines column, then you have to select what? You have to put the job which is under machine A in the starting cell, and the job which is under B, machine B, you have to enter that job into the last cell. Now the third rule says that if there is a tie in the A machine, in the corresponding values of machine A for minimum values, then you have to do what? You have to check the corresponding cells and check which is the minimum time in the B, and the corresponding job will be entered from starting. And similarly, the last, if there is a tie in the minimum values of row B1, then you have to check the corresponding processing time in the cell A, and the job which is having minimum time for A will be entered in from the end of the job sequencing order. Now the next step is to find the total elapsed time for this sequence. This is also very important, and we can say that it is easier also. Now if you will be able to achieve a optimal sequence in a correct manner, then you can solve the entire question easily. Now what we have to do, we will try to find the total elapsed time, and for this purpose I will be using this space. Now the step 2. Step 2 is finding total elapsed time and idle time for machines. Okay, for that purpose we will be making a table, and we will be using the sequence 3 2 1 5 7 6 4. So just draw a table here also. Now this is the job sequence which we have obtained from here. This is 3 2 1 5 7 6 and 4. Now this is machine A, this is machine B, and this is in time, this is out time for machine A. Similarly, this is in time for machine A, and this is out time for machine B. Okay, now what we have to do, you will see we have entered the optimal sequence in the job sequence column. Okay, now you will see that for machine A, for machine A, you will see that the in time, in the job sequencing order, the first job which has to be performed is job number 3. So using job number 3, what we will see that in the starting the end time will be 0, and job 1 will have is having only 1 minute time, is 1 minute processing time. So if it will enter at 0 time and will take only 1 minute, then the out time will be 0 plus 1, that is 1 minute. Now for this 1 minute there is no job at the machine B, so the in time, because the third job has to be performed on the first basis, then the in time for machine will be 1, as the job 3 will be moved after completion its task on machine A. Now the enter time or the in time for machine B for job 3 is 1 minute. It will be taken from here. Now the job 3 will take 2 minutes on machine B, then its out time will be, it is entering at 1 minute and the processing time is 2 minutes, then the total out time will be 3 minutes. Again, after job number 3, the job 2 has to be performed and machine 1 is free at the time of 1 minute, so the enter time will be 1, and job 2 needed what? 3 minutes at machine A, so total time is 1 plus 3, 4. Similarly, you have to use what? Now the out time for machine B is 3 minutes, but the job 2 is free from machine A at 4 minutes, so you have to choose the maximum value from these two values. So the machine B will be performing next task, as the job 2 is free only after 4 minutes, so the in time for machine B is 4 minutes, and it required for machine 2 the processing time is 7 minutes. Okay, this is the 7 minutes, so the total out time will be the 11 minutes. Now machine A is free after 4 minutes, so enter time is 4 minutes, and for job number 1 the processing time is 4 minutes, the total outcoming time is 8 minutes. Now 11 is greater than 8, so machine B will be starting at 11 minutes and the processing time for machine 1 is 5 minutes, the total out time is 16 minutes. Similarly, machine 1 is free at 8 minutes, and for fifth machine the processing time is 4 minutes, the total outcome time is 12 minutes, and from 16 and 12, 16 is greater, we will be using 16, and for for job number 5 the processing time for machine B is 6 minutes, the total out time will be 22. Okay, now machine 2 is free at 12 minutes. For 7th job, the processing time for machine A is 8, so outcoming time will be 20, and from 22 and 20, 22 is maximum, so machine B will be performing next task on job 7 at 22nd minute, and the processing time for 7 minutes 5 minutes, so the 25 plus 20, 27. Again 20 processing time for machine A on job 6 is 7 minutes, 27, and now again the both time are 27, we will be using 27, and the machining time or the processing time for job 6 on machine B is 5 minutes, 32. Okay, now this is 27, and for job 4 machine 1, for job 4 machine 1 has a process time of 8, this is 35, and this is 35 is greater, so we will be using 35, and the processing time for job 4 on machine B, for job 4 on machine B is 3, so machine out time will be 38. So this is the total elapsed time. So total elapsed time is 38 minutes. Okay, so for performing this optimal sequence problem, the total elapsed time is 38 minutes. Now we can also find the idle time for machine 1, machine A and machine B. Now how can we find it? There are two methods for finding the idle time. First one is add this total processing time for machine A. This is 4 plus 3 7, 8, 16, 20 and 35. This is the total processing time for machine A, and this is 12, 14, 17, 23, and this is 33 unit. Okay. Now step 3, idle time machine A, that is total elapsed time minus total processing time. This is what total elapsed time 38 minus 35, that is 3 unit. And similarly idle time for machine B is 38 minus 33, that is 5 unit. Also you can use another method. Now you will see that machine 1 started at 0 second and out time is 1. Again the out time need time are same. Similarly there is no difference, no difference, no difference, no difference, no difference, no difference. Okay, so the idle time is our total for the total jobs performed ended at machine A is 35. Okay, a unit time, and the total time is 38 minutes. So for the last 3 minutes the machine A didn't perform any task, so the idle time is 3 minutes. Okay, 3 units. Similarly for machine B, you will see that in the starting the machine started at time 1. So 1 minute idle time here, again here 1 minute idle time here, 2, again same, again same, again same, again same, 2, 3, and here you will see that what 32 is the out time and the 35th is the starting time. So if you will add 1 minute from here and 1 minute from here, 2 minutes and 3 minutes here, 32 minus 35, 3 minutes here, total idle time will be 1 plus 1 plus 3, 5 minutes. So this is the optimal sequencing problem. You can use this method, or this is called as the Johnson's algorithm method, for finding what? Total elapsed time, total idle time for machines and system. Okay.